disability. Restoring dignity to the disabled can be done in these ways. Number one, special education program for all forms of disability. Whatever school they desire. The tier one is businesses. If I don't have job, I can do business. They come out, the banks can give me loan. I can go and sell and pay the bank back the money. So small loan can help disabled people. Buildings with people who live with blindness need a key to move about, to go home, to go different places. They need a braille to communicate, to learn. So they need these materials so that they can be accessible to them. Number 6, free housing for the disabled community. As you know, disabled community don't have resources to support themselves. They don't have money to build their own houses. So the government needs to build like an estate that they can give out disabled people freely, so that they can have access to living facilities. Number 7, vocational training. They can even go to school after school to learn trade, carpentry, masonry, tailoring, whatever, mechanic, driving. They can learn these trades so that they can be able to sustain themselves. Support for disabled children, parents don't have means to support themselves. Talk more about the children. So the children need to be fair, they need to be careful. Job opportunity. There are some disabled who are educated, but they don't have opportunity to get jobs. They need to be included in the different programs so that they can be given a chance to work when they are qualified. Whatever skill they learn, they should be treated equally. Training for teachers for disabled schools. We know that now the regular school, now the regular teachers can teach at disabled school. There are special trained teacher for disabled school. So teacher need to be trained in a specific area. Once you are disabled, you are kicked out. No interest in you. Nobody listening to you. There should be program where they can stop discrimination against people living with disability. And number 15, the last but not least, parents with disabled children need to support them by sending them to school.
Get questions or answer. I mean the questions or addition to or answer. Question.
Yeah. I got you.
I'm the technical director for deafness and the people services. There's a situation where deaf people finish high school. They want to go to colleges and university. They cannot accept them in the university. When they are asked, they say, get on the sign language. So the deaf people need support from the government. Interpreter need to be trained. There should be free interpreter because the deaf cannot afford to pay an interpreter in the university. I'm a high school graduate since 2009. I just entered the United Methodist University. Social work as my minor, major. Yeah, I'm the interpreter there. So that's all she has to say. So the point here is that there should be three interpreters and free interpreters.
Okay, so all of these things that are pointed here are necessary to be real and in. No question for you? Okay. To be real, some of the things that are listed here, and only for them, I said it for me, no. Especially when you talk about free texting, I'm a lot of you, I can text you. So if the ministry work cheap, no, I'm cheap. When they say
because they said it's limited.
yeah, I'm saying
every day you can call more than you can text. And they cannot use their voices.
it's true. I gotta say I have to when we are implementing any direction implementing because that's all the deaf people in so I can keep it. No, but actually this is like
Very, very good.
these things are important to be real. These things are important. These are things that affect them. These are the reality. But people, we don't know the demarcation of places in Accra. You'll be looking for Ministry of Gender here. There is no somewhere around to show you if you enter Baba, Ministry of Gender. But if they get a bill, so enter Ministry of Gender, then won't be. But the man, like he's saying, you can't talk. So you go see people on the street, how will you communicate with them? How will you communicate? So if you advise for now, say government having put this regulation in place to be, get your pen in your paper in your pocket. When you looking for a place, you say you right. So one of the things that we are for me
at the University of Labrador. You cannot bring people to work with the deaf. You come out to Africa, bring people to work with the physical system. They bring people to work with everybody. Why is it we say we are one of the oldest African republic, we are one of the 1 year old? Why is it we are not coming?
Yeah, because we go speaking against words from people. So I will add like my own words. Then I go out now, I forget what something you say. If I'm going to read that account now, then I say, oh, if I'm not supposed to say it, then I'm already in my head. But like for him, I think it's just like a stick in your brain, you move from there. But for me, you can slip sometimes. So it'll be important. That's why we love to send people on the media, especially disabled people. We love to send on the media places like ECOWAS video, we have program with them, and we can send disabled people who can express themselves. So these are, even if you are not disabled, but you are an actor and you want to go and speak, yeah, you can just get in contact with the same name. So it is necessary, like you said, use the media. Huh? People now use Facebook for different purposes. And the photographic is all kind in Liberia now. But if we're using it usefully, where we, you know, the whole thing is like shocking. Take a statistic around the Western world. If you see people posting from around the Western world, you see people posting like business products. Like you get a company posting your products. You posting your colleges that you want, or your college you want people to attend. People are different, but we in Liberia, we use it for the wrong way. Instead of using it to gain access to good things, we use it the wrong way. But now if we start to like view this and try to carry awareness through media, because you get some people who don't use the radio. You get some people who don't hear like me, but they can go on Facebook and they can see. They get some people who are not open to the internet. They get some people who don't even like radio video, but they like Facebook and they can see them. They go on Facebook and TV and then you see people. So when you get these news communicating on the net, people will try to get it. And by the time they get come, they're ready to check it out. So that's the essence of internet. Now if you take a search, it's just like she didn't come. Or the students there. Just imagine take a search and try this in Liberia. They might bring 6 organizations. And people get access to internet. Let's forget about 1960, people get access to internet. For right now, I'm telling you, let's take the internet and search disability Liberia. If you receive more than 6, then we wait for the 12. Thank you. For right now, people are not updating the system. People are not updating the disability area. Because the sector is challenging. We all know. But difficult. But we all want to go separate, and we don't want to use the internet. The internet. If you just build up a mindset today, I'm going the internet for a purpose. I go to the internet to go check vacancy for example. To go check vacancy. Don't spoil a dollar on chatting with a friend who will not be benefiting. I'm not saying don't chat with your friend. But go and check a dollar, check on vacancy. Say you're working with disability, say I just need to check on disability. You will check on the you get surprised, they are putting closer to you are working with disabled people. So the internet shouldn't be used the wrong way. Internet is used, you can use internet, drive internet, and call and do whatever, and build a website and do anything. That's the that you use. Heritage is beautiful. In your blog, you'll be beautiful, then you building a whole day something and not saying in the chat. So if I'm going to take my service instead of wasting time on Facebook, it will be careful. Be careful. it because you know people too. We try to move around. But when they sit on the internet and get addicted to it is a problem. And especially when you have to control some sites, they will just all kind of foolish to you. There will be no problem to you. So there is a need to prioritize other issues. Government. If we can talk like bro, it's just like so people say tour our year, but I don't know why you say. Yeah, but in the reality we have to talk about it because so maybe your office will stick it up in the office. So no, go back I get it. I'm back I get it. I will stick it up so big. So like they carry my name. I stick it so you do guy. And here it will reflect your mind because this thing will think of joke but it's real. Let me give you a story of myself. People with disability, I'm not disabled like physically, although I can. So, but I'm saying we have made up something like that. So, but I started off to work with these people. How to explain it? When I was still in there, 2010, I had a friend who was in James. We were like, we were in childhood, but we were close. So we sat in the library once. You know, I always tell people that thing. We sat in the library when we were doing something. Sometimes you can be the best one here, but sometimes you get something can make you sit in the library. So we sat in the library after we read a sermon. Later, after we go through a sermon, they get some when you come along in high school get different like I can walk in mental house, they can walk in time. So my house I change that walking again. So we never spend the whole day on the road. I can't from lecture and no one stay from one another. So after we did it assignment, after we did it assignment, I started walking home so I can change that walk. So after I changed, while walking, right after stride up in the room, car, the motor hit the wall. So you drive time to the car, then you start the whole full. The walk broke. You couldn't figure this out at first, so I couldn't get into the book. The bubble got broken. Yeah, broke. It flashed on and down. People were just yeah, they said, what the ball? Only way we got like a so I tried to go with so, and before you move into different, like sometimes you have differences. So when we went to the house of so when me and I were talking, he called me and said, Thomas, in your whole life, although you couldn't have been friend and almost all your family, but do you have an extended family? He said, do you have any disabled person in the I said, I have one. Yeah, my grandma. And I think she was disabled because old age now, so she was working on people old age people. So I think she was disabled. Guy found those 8 year old person now, but old age people working on things. Yeah, so I don't get a know what I done, but I actually didn't know. So now she go and get what I get. So he called me and said, I said, why are you? He said, because you being around me, I'm happy. But sometimes the environment you create, then you feel like you discriminate. Okay, you know what? I love which I shopping around. So you there? That retrospect, one of my friends used to tell me. So it's like they can want to be around you, but the environment we can create can cause a problem for them. So they can feel
something happened to me, I won't write it. Because sometimes people do things like that. Yeah, go back to my room and start writing small things. I start reading my own face. See some things that will make me laugh, make me happy.
Well,
So they mean that they are feeling it, how we are feeling. That is what I have for all of us. Let us see our human being, and that's the basic. One thing I want to say, people in that world, they are not seeing us as people that know something because of our disability that yes, they know that they touch our life. People see us as disabled people in that world, except in that world. And me now, I can run, or at least I can travel, step, the steps and climb, but I use it when I can step. Once you get something to another one, I can take steps. So I can go to school. I get the right to go to school. I can even work. When the president made an announcement and the citizen saying that they should employ person with disabilities, I was one of the person that wrote an application to Foreign Affairs. I went to Foreign Affairs and that's I went through the interview, everything, and passed the interview. But I believe that because of my physical appearance, that's why it is going to be on this road. See why I was here now. But because what is spreading healing right now, especially with disability, I want to go to the university. I want to go to the university. But then the action at the university, I've been there 3 times now. When I go down for registration, up and down the movement, or look at it, I stay for long, I say, I want to do this. When I was there, I was cheer, jumping up and down, I said, I want to do this. How did I go to school for stay? When I'm waking up, I pray, yeah, I go by the grace of God. I pray that they should help me as somebody will push me up just to start. If I can just hear somebody just to start. They should employ person with disabilities.
It should all be reduced. They're giving equality.
think she will have to, on behalf of her principal, she will have to take it because of the schedule.
So, honorable observer, welcome. So I want to extend my thanks. Persons, we have a lot of barriers. There are many things here on way that tend to stop our progress. And, like I'm letting my sister speaking, like this marginalization, people tend to discriminate against you since you are blind. Or that physical challenge, so you can't do this, you can't do that. For getting to know that disability is not an ability. Well, I want to encourage us women, especially because when you look at marginalization and discrimination, we just don't want to know how it works. So for the work as a personal to say that we have our own peer, the women, the non-disabled women, they even discriminate against us. But a word of encouragement to us is for us to love ourselves, accept yourself, that some skill that you have that you can develop. Maybe you may not be able to go to school, or you may not be able to enter college, but what can you do even with your hands? As a disabled person, you cannot braid hair, you cannot do weaving, you cannot be a seamstress. This is something I need to learn. Develop your own ideas. And then listen to other people's stories. Listen to other people's stories, share your stories, and then see how you fit in, and learn from other people. So we hope that the whole children and female department advocate the government and federal government to build an enabling environment for us. So thank you.
Emmanuel, no. I'm driving.
So, thank you so much for everything. And we are about to kind of, let's say life is practical. Our survey form, we just need it back, fill it, we just need it back. If you fill it already, and if you fill it in, you just start filling it. Our survey form. And with the MC and with the Brown. Forget to mention Anthony Douglas at one of the Anthony Tubman form, and I didn't mention it. But we all know these are entities that we can work with. And sorry to be real, sorry I didn't mention it because my work have it directly to the adult because there are various organizations which you yourself haven't worked with, so to just get open with them, it just was time. So I'm sorry for that. Thank God I get to know you today. Thank God I'm happy. Because before we start work, we have to go around, especially to know in other places so they can get us names and organizations of persons that are working with disability DPOs. So because these organizations get DPOs, so the various DPOs they will give you, it is the DPOs they try to run. So probably the DPOs they give, we didn't get the names all, we somehow have this. So I'm so sorry for it. So thank God we get an email and we get a number because we get an upcoming training program that we would love to collaborate. The only thing we need in our program is just because we don't want to take transportation issues. But so on the space there, we get the people to train, to do the training, we provide the training because we get all kinds of training that will be done at Labrador School for the Blind and Labrador School for the Deaf. Labrador School for the Blind will be doing the tailoring and School for the Deaf will be doing soap or how to call it baking. So we're looking for one other institution that we can do soap and baking. So we told them we don't need to, because you can carry one person around, but to a specific place where you can go to them, they said so it's easy to provide. But we don't want to take that initiative, they said we get a specific place where they'll be coming for the training. So but thank God we get an email address to get the link. So while we're talking about collecting our phone is very important. Our solid phone. So, Mr. Swell, I think we're taking a very good time. Okay.
I'm leaving.
Okay, so Mr. Swell, before we close, we'd love to hear from Mr. Swell. His name is Mr. Jackson Swell. Yes, Swell. So he would love to give us his own expertise, his own experience on how we can break our barriers, and then how we restore our dignity. So we'll just hear from each other in the post for the day.
Thank you. I think you already have the idea of what the barriers are. And the barriers are those limitations that will keep you apart from what you are set up to do in future as a disability person.
This is mine.
You indeed have a dignity, and if you are to be a successful person and you are to achieve in restoring your dignity, you first of all you have to know what your barriers are. And your barriers are those impediments that will set limitations in you being able to restore your dignity. And one of those barriers I look at as for persons with disability. Usually you will go to school, you will strive to achieve academic excellence, and when you achieve academic excellence, one of the barriers that I have seen is the issue of empowerment. Most of our disability brothers and sisters access to employment and to be able to be empowered is an area that is very challenging for disability brothers and sisters. And as a youth coming up, if you want to be able to restore your dignity, you have to deny yourself of certain limitations or certain things for you. So I would like to cut it down to your level. For example, let's say you are a boy or a girl. And you are a student. And who is coming out and you are going to school. If you want to be a successful person when you come to academic level, you have to deny yourself those things that will not limit you for you achieving. And one of those areas that will typically look at is the issue of sex. Most of the times, persons with disability are less fortunate people in the society and are vulnerable people in the society, and sometimes they find themselves in the harm way of those things. And if time care is not taken at time, they are sexually what? Abused. And then maybe they found themselves being pregnant. Seed is education. If you want to succeed, being educated and being able to effectively contribute to society, you have to be very, very careful that you don't find yourself sexually abused and to be what? Pregnant. So at times you need to say no to certain things. Don't let go, my woman. This is sad. My woman. Oh, fun girl, how you coming on? Those are things that you have to be mindful of as a youth. Because as a disability person, you are limited already. So since you are limited, you have to give a critical consideration for your education. Seed is education to you. If you want to succeed, the barriers are very plenty. Being educated and being barriers are very contribute to society. In the issue of restoring your dignity, you know you have a dignity. Your dignity is your proud. Your dignity is your excellence. Being able to achieve, being able to step out of your box, your little box, and hiring up for success in society. Because at times, people see disability people as let's give them helping hand. Let's charity. But now in these days, brothers and sisters, you have to be mindful of. You don't need to look at yourself as a weak. You need to look at yourself as a disability person, as a bigger picture. And that bigger picture already rising out of your little corner and making a greater impact. You have to give a critical consideration. And you can make a greater impact in society as being able to achieve, becoming a lawyer, becoming a successful professor, becoming even excelling to that position of being one of those leaders or be key decision makers in excellence. So it's something that you need this brothers and sisters to be mindful of. You don't need to look at yourself as today you are here. You need to look at yourself. Maybe you find yourself as a bigger picture. That bigger picture already rising out of your little corner echelon of society where you will be dependent on to make a greater impact. You have to give a critical consideration or not like you can make a greater this long. We all have a role to play. And that role depends on you, especially impact in society as being able to achieve, contribute to society, and the much depends on you. So I will just stop here, and you have some few questions to ask. Becoming a lawyer, becoming a successful professor.
Question? Yeah. Yes. Thank you for your explanation and the 1 hour for your presentation. It is a Kata. I think you know me, I do sign language. I work with the deaf people and interpret for them. My concern has to do with certain article I read yesterday in the newspaper, Fish Africa. So how do you address that?
I am not the head of the Christian Association for the Blind. But
Let me
I'm
tell you for the
yeah. I know what you want to
the
go
article
to.
no for the same the article said that at the school of the blind.
No, you need to read that again. Christian Association for the Blind
For
School.
the blind school located on the highway.
Rabofi Highway.
Rafi have a school man, Mr. Nyokota. Okay, see here again, got pregnant. She got impregnated there. Yes, I sure she was great. Yeah. When I put this one.
Saw him on.
Yeah. So, I mean, they came on here with this awareness. People living with disability, they too need to be taught that the society belongs to all of us. I'm sure when I show that I have record
No. No. Thank you very much. And that is why immediately you started raising the issue. It is a of the Christian Association issue. But I will also make it clear, I don't support it. And as operator of welfare institutions and schools, disability schools, we strongly kick against the act. But this is an article that has come in the newspaper and is being talked about. But it will be good that we do a critical investigation. I will not be commenting on an issue that I have not gone depth into it. Because any comment I make here now, I may be found to either be speaking for or against. And this is a gender-sensitive issue. And presently, this forum is being carried at the Ministry of Gender. And when issues like that happen, we have the gender ministry that needs to come in and do a fact study to know whether the issue that has been carried out, the article that has been written in Front Page Africa is true or not. So for this program, I want for us to limit our discussion to the barriers that we have. And when I was speaking, I pinpointed it. I said, as a disability girls coming out, you have to cherish your proud. And your proud is one of your dignity. And that dignity is that you need to avoid yourself of being sexually abused or sexually exploited. You must say no. Don't let the society use money because you find yourself in hardship and you accept you losing your pride or your dignity. But issue related to what happened on CAB campus, let us give the rightful authority time to investigate, and at the proper time, fundings will be established. Thank you.
All right, excuse me, to follow my question.
Yeah.
The reason why I even brought us up there is because most time when it comes to disability, we tend to focus on people who are not disabled, giving them the awareness, etc. But people even living with disability needs
Or not. So for this program, I want for us to limit our discussion to the barriers that we have. And when I was speaking, I pinpointed it. I said, you losing your power or your dignity. But issue related to what happened on CAB campus, let us give the rightful authority time to investigate. And at the proper time, fundings will be established.
Experience, they play on them, and the something the question I getting to be the victim is always the question. So forgetting them know that they are
At the proper time, fundings will be established.
Thank you. Also, living with disabilities, that these people most time they are hearing
I said, as you losing your power or your dignity. But issue related to what happened on CAB campus, let us give the rightful authority time to investigate. We do that most often. Like for example, in our institution, when you are a disability person, there are rules and regulations funding will be established. You, the disability person in that particular institution. if you go forward of those rules and regulations, you are punished. But do you know it's interesting to know? Sometimes parents come in and they don't want their disabled child to be punished. They think they should be treated differently. And that is where at times the problem comes in. Because if you do that, you are pampering the child. And when you do that, you are also creating problems for society. Because today she is your child, but tomorrow when she becomes a wayward, it becomes a problem for the society. For example, if the child goes to the school and she is begging, you the parents that take the responsibility, they will say X, Y, Z child. By the end of the day, she will be found standing in the street. And the street, the society, the problem becomes a problem of society. So, as the head of a disability institution, I would not even encourage a disability person being pampered or a visually impaired person being pampered. But at times, none of those things happen. Let's say you are a visually impaired female. You are walking in the night, going to your house. You find yourself with a young sighted person who wants to help you to find your way out. That sighted person too is attracted by your appearance. And since you are in the night, the person pretends that he is carrying you to maybe the bus stop. By the point you find yourself not to the bus stop again, you find yourself either to your house. It is late. Let's spend the night here. In the process of spending the night, he does X, Y, Z to you. So it is also careful that as a disability person, you don't have to be out in the night. You don't have to find yourself at places that you are not out to be. The world we live in is full of evil and harm. So you, the disability person too, you need to be conscious of the fact that despite I'm a disability person, I need to also protect myself. My dignity, if I need my dignity to be restored, you have to take your decision and your destiny into your own hands. It lies with you, the person who is a disability person. Before the harm is created, we need to put in mechanism to prevent the harm from happening. Because the way we say now as I learned in that article, 28th of February, the lady gave birth. 13-year-old girl. Do you know the consequences that if what we are reading from the article is true? Do you know what is going to happen? That fellow is not going to provide support for that child. What becomes of the girl who was going to school? What becomes of her education? What becomes of the child that has been given birth to? So, disability brothers and sisters, we need to be conscious of the fact that these are some of the impediments or barriers that create harm in achieving or restoring our dignity. If you are a child going to school, be conscious of the fact that I need to protect my dignity. And my dignity, I must say no to those things that will set me back or that will be a harm in my way. So those are the issues that we want to bring to your knowledge. We all should uphold the total protection of the child.
Thank you. Just to close, is something not important information to other organizations that I would love to be a part. Every first Tuesday here at the Ministry of Gender, the Ministry of Gender get a body called the Child Protection Network. The Child Protection Network, there where what I'm saying comes in. The Child Protection Network seeks the interest of the child, speak against child abuse, child violence. So if you want to be a part of the network, every first Tuesday at Ministry here, 10 o'clock is the meeting. We have meeting with various, there where you get in contact with other organizations, like but I working with other disabled people and other people. So 10 a.m. here at the Ministry, we have the Child Protection Network here. And there is one thing I want to bring to the attention of those that are working with persons living with disability. We get the Children's Representative Forum that we want to bring to our know. The Children's Representative Forum, since its foundation in 1992, there has been no participation of the disabled or children living with disability, because the forum was built on the Children's Law. In the Children's Law, IT Code 11, Section 7985 speaks of inclusion in the forum. Until 2011, when again was selected to serve on the board, they are not given the voting right. So if now we have started the advocacy so that they can be included, because disabled children are very bright and they can make ahead. And the Children's Representative Forum is a forum that gives every children the opportunity to confront for their own right. If they are in the forum at the national level, they can go places outside abroad, inside abroad, to confront for their own right, because speaking for them is important, but if they speak for themselves, it will be very, very much important than it. So, based on our advocacy, they said they will reach out to organizations that are working on persons with disabilities. So, if you are interested in getting children that is very bright, disabled one that is interested, it will be a plus for the organization too. Because if the child is, let's say, become a member of the Children's Representative Forum, then it is a plus, because we're seeking for them to have a voting right. But in Central has counted for now until it starts from Australia. So for the sake of this election, they said we get in a meeting where Mr. and other organizations were election June 14th, June 15th, and after election, African Child Day. Yes, they are African child. Only members of the forum will be fully responsible for. So the reason why we take an organization and we to take initiative of that area. We need hundreds of disabled persons to participate in it, to be a member. If I can get one, just let one of you go. No problem. Also be a problem for your organization. You know that as a leader, so we are appealing to you. If you need a form, just come to the ministry, or you call me, or you call me, you will form get the. And don't forget, every Tuesday at the ministry, and the ministry also got the key person that keeps up with the. So if you come here, issues can be addressed. Probably get home, which is not a child. So every person, if you love it, but that is very important, because the child protection network gave you the opportunity to be a talk for children, because the stable children are being employed. Just now. Look for the Children's Representative Forum, the speaker, because we change the story election between people. The speaker is more harsh. He is the office, he is not about. So, but if you just give a phone call or a call,